just looked at quiet time and time out, and our next task is to perhaps have a practice of this routine for encouraging your children to follow your instructions. So before we go ahead and look at this task, let's all just make sure we're on page 53 of our workbook. Have we got that there? You'll see the compliance routine there, the little flow chart for you. So in practicing this task, we're going to have a go at a role play. And look, role plays are just a great opportunity for us to work through and problem solve through the routine here, so we're more confident and comfortable when we go home and try it with our children. So this exercise will involve us doing a role play where we break into groups of 3, and in those groups of 3 we will have the role of a parent, a role of a child, and the role of the observer. We'll talk about those roles a little more in a moment. We'll have a time frame on this exercise. Perhaps 5 minutes in each role will be enough. So overall we'll be looking at 15 to 20 minutes. So before we move on, let's just quickly divide us into groups of 3. So with those around you, divide into a group of 3 and maybe work out who's going to be the parent, child and observer in the first round.
I'll be the antelope.
Okay, can I just double check we've all got a role? Who's going to be the parent first round? Great, who's going to be the child first round and observers? Excellent. Okay, well let's talk about those roles a little more. Observers, you've got a couple of tasks to do. Firstly, keep track of time please. So remember 5 minutes per role play will be plenty for the parent to work down both the compliance side and the non-compliance side. Observers, you're also going to be in charge of giving some constructive, supportive feedback after the role play's finished. So you might be saying things like, gee, you did a really good job of getting down close and giving an instruction. You might like to stay nice and calm on the second instruction next time. Now, when you're in the role of a parent, you've first of all got to work down the compliance side of the routine. So this is where you give an instruction, wait, and your child follows your instruction and your praise. You'll pause for a moment and then perhaps do the second part of the routine, and we'll practice the non-compliant side of the start routine here. We'll get you to go through, give an instruction, wait, give a second instruction, and then we'll practice taking your child through to quiet time today. Now remember, both routines, both practices finish in the same spot. So the first one comes down here to praise, the second one comes down to quiet time. After quiet time you bring the child out again, give the instruction and remember to praise. Okay. Now finally, when you're in the role of a child, the important thing for you to remember is to follow your parent's instruction first time. And remember, on the non-compliant side, don't follow their instructions twice, but then go with them to quiet time. We'll make it reasonably easy on them tonight. And then after quiet time's over, follow their instructions so they get an opportunity to praise you. How does that sound? Any questions so far? Okay. Now before I let you go ahead and have a go at this, I think we'll get a volunteer from the group to play the role of being a child up here with me as I demonstrate it to you. So can I get a volunteer from the group? Emma, wonderful, you want to volunteer? So come on out. So take a seat here, Emma, and you can pick up those pens and that paper there. So let's set the scene here for us, parents. Emma's going to be playing the role of my child, and we'll imagine that she's playing with her pens and her paper, and it's coming up to bath time. I've previously given her a warning that in 15 minutes I'll be coming back to let her know it's bath time. She'll need to pack up then. And remember, Emma, on the first time, the first compliance side here, you'll follow my instruction, I'll praise you. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay with that? All right. So let's start the first role play there. Emma, it's bath time, so put your toys away now, please. That's great. Thanks for doing as I asked, Emma. All right, take a seat, Emma. All right, role play's over there. Let me first of all think of how I went there, just a bit of self-evaluation. I think I got down nice and close and gave a fairly specific instruction. I think I got Emma's attention before I gave that instruction. And I was fairly happy with my praise comment. I made that nice and specific. Okay. So the next task for me to do is really to practice the non-compliant side. So Emma, this time, you're looking excited about this one, we'll get you not to follow my instruction twice. How does that sound?
Good.
But remember to come with me to quiet time when I take you to quiet time, okay?
Okay.
Yep. And then after quiet time's over, I'll come back and give you the instruction to pack up your toys. That time forward. How does that sound?
Okay.
And the role play will finish with me giving you some praise. Any questions? All right. So let's do it and start the role play there. Emma, it's bath time. So put your toys away now, please.
No.
Emma, it's bath time. Put your toys away now, please.
No, I don't want to. More play.
Emma, you haven't done as I've asked, so it's quiet time. So let's go. Over here to quiet time. Now remember the rules of quiet time. You need to stay here, be quiet for 2 minutes, then I'll come and get you. Okay, so 2 minutes is up. Okay, Emma, you've been quiet in quiet time for 2 minutes. Come on out. That's great. Now your toys are still there, so put them away, please. That's great. Thanks very much for doing that, Emma. Great. All right, Emma, end of role play there. Take a seat. Thanks for volunteering. Okay, so let me just evaluate how I went before we let you have a shot. I think I got down nice and close again. I think I got my child's attention before giving an instruction. I think I waited the full 5 seconds. I really tried to stay calm there. Perhaps if I was to do anything differently next time, I might try and make my final praise comment a little bit more sincere or enthusiastic or specific there. So I might say something like, Emma, that's wonderful for doing as I asked right away, thank you. Okay. So before we go and have a shot at this ourselves, are there any questions? No? Okay. Get yourself a 4th chair so you've got a quiet time chair there, and you might like to use the same scenario that I did with bath time and instructing your child to pack up. So let's break into our groups of 3 now.